So, as I was saying before my connection became unstable, I believe it was either New York or San Francisco that was at the beginning of the paint and sip phenomena. Drink and draw, paint and sip. A drink and draw is where you go out to a bar and you start painting or drawing at the table. And, other people in the community will come out and join you, and you'll be like sitting there at a table with a bunch of people making paintings and drawings over beer. Bonus! It's the best thing ever. Except I would have a root beer, usually. Because if you drink too much while you're painting or drawing, you get really weird paintings. Incidentally, that's one of the things that I used to love so much about my art school. Student concourse had an art opening every 7 days, and at every art opening, somebody brought the wine. So you're sitting there, you've got a glass of wine, and you're putting up some new paintings of your classmates, and you're throwing like a potluck party every 7 days. Oh, best art school ever. Yes. Man, I think I want to go back to school. You must begin that in the month of February if you're going to do that, because it's not available the second portion of the year, the first portion of the year. In any event, so as I was saying, that's a canvas. This is a canvas that I made in a bar, in a paint and sip. It is a paint and sip where I was considering teaching them. There was a dude who ran a paint and sip. And the paint and sip, there was a dude who ran the paint and sip, and he used to be from Fort Bragg. I'm blanking on his name right now. That's when I learned that you really don't want to color outside the lines around people in the Department of Defense. Fox in Snow was one of the things that he was having a painting class over. I mean, you go to a bar and you get like a canvas like this and a palette and a drink, and over sangria or whatever, you are in a painting class. It's not like a real class. It's not like the Art Students League is a real class. That is a real class. In a bar, it's much more like you're chilling with drinks and alcohol. This is a canvas that I made called Fox in Snow. One of these things is not like the others. So this turned out to be a considerably different canvas, and they hated it on sight. And Larry Gagosian was watching it. Larry Gagosian was like, we want that one. And that's when I disappeared. So, setting aside how easy it is to spot a fake canvas that is made by FedEx Click and Ship, and you are using bullying behaviors to get people to accept it, what other reasons would I have for the avoidance of canvas if you have a choice? The avoidance of canvas if you have a choice. All right, well, if you take a look very carefully, you'll notice that I was able to walk out of the bar with a canvas that looks like this because this is acrylic and because I can actually paint. Meaning I know enough to use a very, very light water-based wash that I make out of the acrylic. As if you'll notice, light passes through it. That's because there are a lot of open spaces that are not covered by paint on this canvas because I'm a very experienced artist. That has a direct impact on drying time. The more paint you put on a canvas, the longer it takes to dry, and the longer it takes. So after making about 10 of those, I got really bored. And then I turned my attention to something that I picked up at Joann's. If you go to Joann Fabric, you can get stuff like this. If you go to the Guggenheim in New York, you will see a tote bag that has acrylic painting on one side and canvas painting on the other side. And you would have to step back a minute to figure out, dude, that's a tote bag. Why, yes. Yes, it's a beach tote. There is no reason under the sun why I can't take acrylic paint or oil paint and put it on a canvas that lacks stretcher bars. Nobody told me that stretcher bars are a prerequisite for the making of a canvas painting. So, the minute you remove what other people consider to be a preconceived notion of the definition of painting, you find out you can get this for like $1 change over at Walmart, and not Walmart, at Joann Fabric, and it's actually pretty darn cool. So, in the event that the one at the Guggenheim gets stolen or destroyed, I'm already prepared to make another one. Here we go with another unstable connection. It looks like I'm going to have to make another video.